Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm supposed to be at work right now. But yeah, so I called out today. It's Saturday. But like I texted my manager yesterday. I'm like, hey, I feel weird. My ribs hurt. Blah blah blah. She's like, oh my god, your ribs hurt last week. You should go get that checked out. I was sick last week, and you know, I texted her one of the days. I'm like, hey, I couldn't get this specific restock task done because we have a walk-in freezer and I'm sick, so it hurts to breathe in cold air. She's like, it might be your kidneys. I'm like, or I worked more hours in the past 3 days than I did last week with my 5-day week. Like, it could be that. It's called, I'm tired and my body's breaking down on me. And I said that to her and I didn't get a response, so. But, hi, hello, I'm here, obviously. And this is gonna be my last video before Halloween looks. So I want to do like a really true fall like makeup look. Like that kind of rusty orange and like blown out with a little bit of yellow and like a duochrome or multi-chrome. And yeah, I do have a nail appointment today though. Because my original plan was, oh, I'm gonna go after work because I have a play tomorrow. And then when I called out, I was gonna see if I could change the time. But for the person I'm going to, it was either keep my appointment today, do a 4:05 appointment tomorrow, and I need to be at the theater at 5:30, and this is I'm getting these off, so like it's a new set, or wait until the 28th. So I just kept my original appointment, which is not ideal because there are shuttle buses today, so. But yeah, we're gonna do some makeup today before my appointment and before I shower. So yeah. Alright. So first I'm taking the Simply Posh Cosmetics Genuine Gems palette. And I'm literally just gonna go in with the shade Citrine. And I'm gonna take this on a little short dense brush because I'm gonna pack it under my eyebrow. I was thinking, I was like, I don't know, I'm like, do I want to blend it out with this color, blah blah blah. No, and I haven't done an eyebrow color in a while, so I feel like I deserve this. Again, I'm really trying to hit all of the major fall colors today. So, we're just gonna go in. I saw that they had a new palette released. I think it was like Black Cherry or something. It was very like pink and red toned, obviously, since it's cherries. It looked cute and I really do like their shimmers, but it just wasn't speaking to me. Again, it was a gorgeous palette, it just wasn't speaking to me. But the main palette I'm going to use for mattes is going to be from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Cosmos palette. I almost decluttered this the other day before I realized this is like the perfect fall palette. So I'm going to take, this is not the right brush, I'm going to take a little bit of Space Dust and a little bit of Comet on a fluffy brush. I'm going to tap off just a little. And I'm going to go right here because I do obviously want it to be connected to the yellow shade, but I don't want it to be blended up into it properly, if that makes any sense. I want there to be a distinction that yellow is there for a purpose and isn't just blended out with a yellow. So yeah. But yeah, no, it was a busy week. Like my hands hurt because I baked and folded so much stuff within the past 3 days because college kids are back. And offices, not that offices aren't back full time, but like less people are taking vacations now. So everyone's back. So I've had a lot of big catering orders. Like I had 400 yesterday morning before I even clocked in. Like 400 total, not total orders, but like the packs added up to 400 cookies. So it was a lot. And I'm like, this is, and I think today's Hemp Fest. So I'm sorry for the kid that I made pick up my shift. But he also had only like 2 or 3 shifts this week, so I'm like, hey, money. And then I'm going to go in with the Mars shade, which is like a deeper, like, brick rust color. I know I'm using the word rust a lot, but like that's the best way I can describe it. And I'm gonna start to pack, because I can just blend this out with a bigger brush. Again, I just want to kind of get colors down in the original placement before I need to like deepen anything up. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I have Mrs. Doubtfire tomorrow. Oh, so like most people, I got put on the Chaperone wait list, and I'm like, you know what, not gonna buy, like, even if I got off the wait list, I'm not gonna buy tickets, because just how long it would take, and then if it was like a last minute thing, it would be $1 million for hotels and trains. The hotel was not the worst choice, ironically enough. The train, yes, I know there are buses. I don't want to be stuck on a bus. I'd rather have the freedom of a, not that it's freedom of a train, but yeah, I got off the wait list yesterday. I would like it to be known that the show I wanted to see was the Sunday, so they took me off the wait list for a Sunday show on Friday afternoon. Like, again, ironically enough, it wasn't the hotel prices that were awful. It was the, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going back in with Comet. It was the Amtrak prices that were horrible. Because it's like, okay, like, I could leave from my nail appointment because it's by, whatchamacallit, one of the Amtrak stations. It was like, $68 going in at 6:30. So that's not ideal. And then, cause I would come home Monday, obviously, because if it's a 7 o'clock show, I'd come home Monday. And they're like, oh, basically any Monday train that isn't at like 6 o'clock is over $120. I'm like, no, like, I'm good. Like, I love Chaperone. This would be fantastic. And this, ticket prices themselves weren't awful. But the fact that I would be paying over $1,000 for basically just 2 days. Because again, leave Saturday night, 6:30. Get in 11-ish. I'd have a few hours, you know, during the day to do whatever. But then I'd go home Monday afternoon and I'm like, it is literally not worth it. Would love to, literally not worth it. So I will suffer and watch everyone's videos on Monday and just go, wow. And like I said, I already bought the Mrs. Doubtfire tickets. So I made a commitment, and then I'd be out an extra $100. So not happening. I'm gonna go back in with that little flat edge brush and citrine again and just kind of reinforce, just in case it got a little too lost in the oranges. No, I was not gonna say lost in the sauce. Ooh, my back is killing me. Did I put the wrong shade? No? Okay. I think it just looks a little more orange because I blended too high. It is okay though. Everything's fine, everything's fine. I'm gonna see about taking some of Mars on a little flat edged angled brush, because the only darker shade is this like very cool toned black, and there's very faint sparkles in it, so I don't want to mix it with that. So I'm gonna see if keeping it unblended will add a little more definition, like I usually like my little liner, or maybe just underneath, but it's still something. But yeah, alas, I'm not going to Chaperone. If I didn't have the Mrs. Doubtfire tickets, I honestly might have. But I already made a commitment to my mother, because my friend is evil and gets out of work at 6 o'clock, so for a 6:30 show, she wouldn't make it. And then, like usual, I'm just going to take some of the NYX glitter primer, because, like I said, I have a specific shade I want to use. I haven't used this shade, so it may not go very well. But I swatched it, it looked nice. And we're just gonna pat this. And I have a brick shadow I want to use. Not shadow. I have my Huda Beauty, I think it's Watermelon Pop. It was described as a brick red online, but it's a little brighter than I thought it was going to be, but I still think it's going to look nice with this. And I can always blend a little. I have a plan, but not really. But this is from Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is the Lightwork Volume 6 Freedom Palette. What shade was it? This was the shade I wanted to use. This is the shade Nirvana. It's like a bronze to green reflect, so I think it would go well with this. It's funny because when I'm looking at it like right here, this is bright green, but on camera it's copper. And I think that's just the beauty of like multi-chromes. They're so fun. And Danessa Myricks does a really good shadow formula. And even though I feel like my finger would do better at this, I don't want to. So I'm going to take this on a brush, and we are going to hope for the best here, kids. I'm going to make sure this gets picked up too. I'm just going to start tapping. I think this is going to be a finger ordeal. This is going to be a finger ordeal. I hate this for me. I hate the feeling of, especially because now it's a little damp. But I'm going to carefully tap and press. Oh! You! That was not a good idea. Alright, I think I can fix this. I'm gonna have to go, as much as I don't want to, I'm gonna have to do this on the other eye. But that's just so it gets evened out. This was not a good idea, because now it just looks dull. It looks so much nicer when I swatch it on the back of my hands over these shadows. But it's fine, I can fix this, I can fix this. I'm also gonna take some of the shade Proud, which is a little more like electric and yellow. So I'm gonna layer this over, and hopefully that will bring out some of the tones better. I don't know, this may not have been okay looking. It's still not what I wanted. This is not giving what I wanted it to give. Like I said, when I swatched that multi-chrome shadow, and again, I swatched it over a combination of these on my hand, and it looked considerably better. Again, not that this looks awful, but it's just not what I wanted originally. So I'm going to go back in with the Cosmos palette, and I'm going to go back in with that Mara shade, and I'm going to really try to build it up so I can have some definition between the shadows and the multi-chrome. Because that could also be the reason why, because it just looks very flat and one-dimensional right now. So, I'm going to kind of pack on that shade and then blend it out with that fluffy brush a little. Just a little. Okay, we're looking a little better now, actually. Again, it's not 100% what I wanted, but like I said, I need to share it within the next 40 minutes, so. But I'm gonna go find some lashes, and we'll be back in a second. Alright, hi, I'm back with some lashes on. I did procrastinate a little too long, which is really not a good idea, because I am, in fact, you know, on a limited time frame. But, whatever. The eyes are kind of growing on me. Like I said, it's not what I thought it was going to look like, but it's not awful. But we are going to move on to the base. This is from Bubble. This is the Cosmic Silk Hydrating Milky Toner. Oh, so on Thursday. I came in early both Thursday and Friday, I'd like you to be known. On Thursday, I get a text from my manager literally the moment I wake up. 7:14 a.m. I'd like to be known that my shift wasn't supposed to start until like 9:45. I clock in at 9:15 usually, but still. She's like, oh, here's a list of cleaning tasks that need to be done because regional team is coming in. I'm like, okay, fantastic. Can I go in early? Because I'd rather, you know, have everything be clean when I open, instead of doing it throughout the day, because I don't know when they're getting in, so I'd rather have it one and done. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. So, clocked in, 8:30. I'd like it to be known that I left at 6 o'clock that day. Same thing with Friday. And the regional team never showed up. Because I texted her when I left, I'm like, hey, you know, clocking out, leaving, because scheduled time. I'm like, regional team never showed up. She's like, yeah, they're at another location right. She's like, they haven't even gone to another location right now. I'm like, back to my, I put in so many more hours in the past 3 days than the last week because of stuff like this. This is from Kulfi. This is the Double Life Serum Primer. This stuff is so good. Fantastic. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. So I'm gonna go in with this. Oh, I don't want to say it's bad news because that seems like it's mean. My downstairs neighbor is alive. Because, you know, sitting on the couch, and the way the living room's set up, there's a couch and a window, and in the outside, right underneath is where she usually parks. I think her sister took her car because it hasn't been there in a few weeks. My dog starts freaking out and goes to bark at the door. I'm like, no one's, what are you doing? Look out the side. Her car is parked there. And there's rattling downstairs, so she's obviously getting into her apartment, and I'm like, great. Like, can't, you know, it was a nice 2 or 3 weeks. How long ago was it actually? I hope you know I'm typing stroke into my text messages. 8:30, August 30th. So, almost 3 weeks. It has not smelled like weed in almost 3 weeks, and it's beautiful. And I don't know if that's going to change now. I really hope it doesn't. Hopefully whatever medication she's on, she can't be smoking weed on it. Fingers crossed, because I'm tired of the hallway and the bathroom smelling like weed, because she does it inside her apartment even though we're not allowed to smoke in the house. So it just wafts up. It was a good 3 weeks without smelling weed. It was beautiful. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. You know, I just realized the other day I haven't used this foundation in a really long time. And I haven't used it with this primer combination yet. I also haven't used this toner and primer combination, so we'll see what happens. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Soft Lit Luminous foundation in the shade 120? 125. Because in the Shock and Twist of Events, not the lightest shade. Gonna work it into my Makeup by Mario brush. I know, I'm actually using a brush. I've been using a shade match. I've been using a sponge the past few applications just because that's been the closest to me. But this is definitely a brush foundation. You know, I know that this is a relatively good shade match, but like, damn. I'm just that good, what can I say? I want to do that one day actually, get shade matched. I've never had like a professional. I use professional lightly because you can get an interview at Sephora with no experience. Case in point, me. Except I botched the interview because I did it on purpose. Because they're like, oh, we're hiring at, you know, it was like a year or two ago, so it was like $2 or $3 less than what I was making, so it was barely above minimum wage, and I went, nope. Like, they started the interview with that, and I'm like, we're gonna botch this on purpose. But one day I would like to get, like, actually shade matched, just to see if my suspicions on, like, shades and tones are similar to what they have to say. Like, I would do it at both Sephora and Ulta to give it a fair shot. But yeah, one day. No, it's that, ooh. I was gonna say, ooh, maybe I'll do it after my nails. The closest Sephora to my nail place is at the Prudential Center in Boston, and the only good experience I've had in that mall has been, I went on a Monday for my nails because I had to work the Sunday. So, you know, I went Monday at like noon and it was dead empty. It was beautiful. However, this would be Saturday at either 3:30 or 5 o'clock. Past 5 o'clock, but my point still stands, and I'm like, no. This is from Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter Concealer in 1.1N, which is the shade Royal Icing. I know I like this foundation and this concealer, so I don't want to do too many new things together. I'm already going wild with a new skin prep combination, and that's all I need to worry about for now. But yeah, I am gonna do like transitional Halloween nails. So they're like obviously still a little spooky. They're gonna be hopefully like little smoky swirls almost looking, but purple. And then I'm gonna do little black celestial things on top. I know these are kind of celestial and I do it a lot, but these are like the witchy ones, so like little stars, little moons, a few dots, no chrome involved. So again, something slightly spooky looking without being outright Halloweeny. But I did, oh, it looks so pretty. There had to be a sheer colored gel ombre underneath, but it was this like aura chrome with spider webs on it, like on all the nails, and they look so nice. But both of my friends were like, oh, not both of, and oh my god, I only have two, but the two that I talked to about the nails, both of them said I should do some variation of a clown nail, and like I was thinking of that, and then I saw the spiderweb nails, so I'm like, these are so, like they're so nice. Do I have them favorited at all? I do not, but these are the nails I'm aiming to get today, so fingers crossed that not that fingers crossed that he can do them, but like fingers crossed that they look okay. Where? Oh, these are the other nails I want to get. So hoping, praying those are gonna be like Halloween nails. Alright, I do want to go in with a slightly warmer toned bronzer since this is a very fall-esque look. This is from LYS Beauty. This is the No Limits Cream Bronzer and Contour Stick in the shade Hope. And I'm just going to take some on a brush instead of going straight on my face. I don't know why today, but c'est la vie. But theoretically I don't need to work on Monday. I don't think I do. My parents' food truck, blah blah blah. Except they just hired a new employee, so I might not need to work it. Anyways, they were going to be doing a spot on Mondays, and at the time the employee they had was like, hey, he switched he had like therapy appointments or something on Fridays, except that usually interfered with his work, so he switched them to Mondays right after my mother started finalizing a Monday spot. But old employee isn't here, new employee is here, don't know what his availability is. So even if the thing goes through, I may not need to do it. Like, I want to for like extra money purposes, but like Mondays are my day. Mondays are like my errand do shopping, not like shopping days, but like food shopping and stuff. So hopefully not. That was way too low. But no, I do have a few Halloween looks typed up, and I have ideas. I don't know. No, not. But I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of the Refy cream blush in the shade Citrine, if I can ever get this opened. There we go. It's just like a little burnt orange. I want to place this kind of like here, and that way it can blend into that Huda Beauty blush I'm going to put down, because that's the Watermelon Pop shade. This might look a little more pink than it actually does because I think there's still leftover blush on this from last time. But again, this is just a little transitional, so my face isn't entirely red. But just gonna blend. Yeah, that's fine. And then this is from Huda Beauty. This is the blush filter in the shade Watermelon Pop. Like I said, online it's described as like a brick watermelon, but it's a little more vivid than what I thought it was gonna be. It's still nice, so obviously still gonna use it. It's just not entirely what I thought. But I'm gonna start blending and keeping it kind of near the temples, because I do like a good like gradient kind of blush. So keep that. Yeah. And hopefully my lip will be okay with this. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I might add a little more of the Refy blush just to get it really like folly. I know that's not really a description, but or verb, if you will. I'm taking a little bit of more of the Refy blush. Just gonna tap a little onto my wrist to get it evenly dispersed. There we go. That's the color. Oh god. I'm gonna have to go in with more concealer. Well, like, this way it ties in better with the eye too. And then back again, because this doesn't really look red. Also, I will be putting more concealer on. I'm not going to leave it looking like this. Contrary to popular belief, I do know when some blush is too much blush. Especially when it's shades like this that I don't always wear, so it's just a little off anyways. But keep both of those shades in their original placement. Please don't dry into that. Like, thank you. I'm just gonna blend over to meld these together. My back is killing me. I'm gonna put a little of my concealer onto the back of my hand, and I'm gonna use the same fluffy concealer brush. That way there's not too much concealer focused under my eyes. Also, I need to hustle because it's already 2:30, and I was planning on leaving at like 3:15 because of the shuttle buses. So, oops. This is from NYX Professional Makeup. This is the Buttermelt highlighter in the shade Bright and Butter. Like, I wanted to get like a more gold highlighter, but I don't own a lot of them because they don't look nice on me. So, we're working with what we have. Especially because I did not have a plan until like 20 minutes before I did my makeup, so it's not like I could like pre-plan this, obviously. I'm gonna go in with the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. There we go. I had a plan for a lipstick, but now I'm thinking a different shade. Might look better because I forgot that the red blush isn't all that red. So, I need to think for a second. So ironically enough, it would be the same blush, just a, not blush, lipstick, just a different shade. Like it's the same brand. And then, I know I've been using this a lot lately, but it's a good fall lip liner. This is from Win Beauty by Serena Williams. This is the Start in Line Peptide Infused Lip Liner in the shade Perform, which is just like a good, it's like a good mid-tone brown for my skin tone. So I'm just gonna use it to overline, like I've been doing. Oh god. And just, there we go. Nice and carefully okay, I'm going in a wildly different direction than I thought I was going to. This is from Makeup by Mario. This is the Ultra Suede lipstick in the shade Sam. I did get a new one of these? Damn, apparently. Oh no, I'm thinking of Sierra. Actually, I lied. I'm still gonna go in with the shade. Because I think what I had was gonna be too much going on. Originally I wanted to go in with Nikki, which is like, surprise surprise, like a brick red shade, but I'm like, I don't know, I don't think that's gonna work. And then I was thinking about Cam, which is a very orange peachy shade, but I thought that was gonna be too much. I had a shade which I loved called Sierra, which is like a more, not like orange nude, but like a more peachier than this. And it was like, it would have been perfect for this, but I don't think it broke and I don't think I replaced it. But I do like Sam. And then to add a little bit of hydration back to the lips, this is the Glis gloss from Glisten Cosmetics. This is the shade Goldie. I'm gonna mix this with a little bit of a different shade because I don't want that straight on my lips, I'm gonna be honest here. So I'm actually gonna mix it with my Kaja Juicy Glass Lip Oil because it's a little orange. It's not that much pigment. Like that's the, but it'll tie in a little nicely. And again, I want to blend the lip liner and the lipstick a little. Also, I so need to clean my brushes when I get home, or no, before I leave, because I didn't clean my brushes from the last time I did my makeup. So my brush jar is looking a little empty, and I'm just gonna put this on with a brush. Because obviously since I mix two shades together, I can't just put it on with a doe foot applicator. Honestly, I'm not hitting the lip with this because usually I like my blush and my lip to match with my eyes being a little more, but since my eyes and my blush match, my lip can be a little more, you know? But I need to go fix my hair, hopefully, because it was under a bandana yesterday, and even though it was clean, it got a little too flat. And it didn't reshape itself like it usually did. So, I'm gonna go try to fix my bangs, but I'll be back in a second. Alright, not my best bangs, not my best makeup. We go hand in hand. But this is the finished look. Again, it's not that it's bad, but the eyes didn't turn out how I wanted them to. And again, the base looks great, fantastic. These things layered nicely together, so yay me. And just, I don't know. Like, it's a very fall look. It's just not the fall look that I thought I was going to be creating today. Because, like I said, I was originally thinking, and again, this is on me. I used it before, so I know it wasn't super red, but I was going to use this lipstick originally to go with the blush that is not this color. But yeah, like I said, the eyes could have been worse. It just, that multi-chrome really did me dirty, even though I swatched it next to the shadows that I was going to use. Like, I blended, like I did a little fake eye on my hand. And I was like, oh, these look nice, these look nice. But yeah, and like I said, this is my last look before I start doing Halloween stuff. I would like it to be known that it's the 20th, so I'm gonna get a head start on Halloween stuff. But yeah.